a former incarnation of John Cowan. He used to be the person to go to if you had problems with your children. That if your children were misbehaving, then you go to the guru that John Cowan, formerly of the Parenting Place, he was the guy that could help you sort your children out, raise them up in the way that they should go, and all sorts of things. And the thing with wisdom is, just because he's doing other things now, he's still got that wisdom. He's still that guru. He's still that man cross-legged on the mountaintop that we can go to and go, John, I've got this problem with my children. Can you help? John, kia ora, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Look, I hope that people can sense my blushing over their wireless at your introduction.
But honestly, very true. This was a long and thriving season in your many and varied career. I
had 20 years at the Parenting Place. We actually had a reunion last week, and It was great to catch up with what they're doing now. Because the burning sensation in my heart was, how dare they continue to succeed without me?
Well, a burning sensation in the heart. Better than having one in your bladder, just saying. Although today's conversation, yes, it's part Parenting Place, but it's also got something to do with one of the new aspects of your many and varied career, which is being a dog owner. Today's conversation in part inspired by your dogs, John.
It was actually. Andrew wisely texted me in the morning to remind me that I might be chatting with him later in the day, which is always a pleasant surprise as I move through this fog of forgettery in my life. And I said, I'm just discussing with my dogs now what to talk about. And as I cast about, there was a man disciplining his dog on the beach, and it was embarrassing.
Oh dear.
He was training him, and I think the dog was probably still loves the owner and everything like that, but he was using such a harsh, growly voice, and you could hear it halfway up Long Bay Beach and everything, and I'm thinking, that's not necessary. And what it'll probably end up is one of the little maxims I can remember people saying: if you always use a harsh, growly voice to get your kids to comply with you, then they eventually become immune to it, and you have to get louder and louder and harsher, and eventually you're having to use a harsh, growly voice to get them even to do things they want to do. Come and have some ice cream. And it just doesn't eventually. It just doesn't work. It's just be the way that they'll remember you when you're dead. And
he was a grumpy old soul, wasn't he? Exactly. You don't want that to be your eulogy. So how do we sort this out then in a more positive way?
Okay.
I shouldn't call you guru a third time.
No. I'd rather not. Look, I honestly believe that most parents do a wonderful job. They're experts in their own kids and everything like this. Most kids, if kids are feeling safe and loved, they'll turn out okay. There are some tips that might help them along. It was so easy being in the Parenting Place because you could rely on making parents feel guilty. I repent of that because I think parents do usually got better ideas than I have. But anyhow, I was happy.
Children running amok by my book, said John. Yeah.
But some parents do have the idea that discipline is all about catching your kids and then making them feel bad.
Yeah.
But I reckon that considering yourself a coach is better than being a prosecuting lawyer, a policeman, an investigating detective. And when your kids do commit some misdemeanor, as they undoubtedly will from a time to time, the response that you have at that time is an opportunity to actually coach and train them. One of the things I've already mentioned about using the loud voice and the anger, and that just continues to confuse kids and put them on the back foot. The other thing that I hear parents do is, why did you do this? Is there ever a good answer to that? For breaking the vase or climbing on the china cabinet and smashing some stuff, or you drawing on felt pen on your sister's face or something like that. Is there a good reason? No. What answer could they give you? Oh, it's because I'm an idiot. It's because
I just wanted to see your face go red again.
Evil. Yeah.
Wanted to watch the veins stick out in your neck.
Actually, that's a topic we could talk about sometime. There is a genuine pleasure in winding parents up. I think some of you listening listening to this can remember that.
Yes.
Gosh, I'm only little, but look how wild I can make my father. And it gives them sometimes a sense of significance. We won't talk about that at the moment. I'm just talking about um, a much better line of inquiry might be you know, what would be a better way to get to the remote control rather than climbing up the china cabinet?
Yeah.
Or if you do want to do some drawing, what's a better thing to draw on than the wallpaper? It's asking them to do what your real outcome that you're looking for is a better action next time. But they'll think to do it rather than just locking up with guilt and feeling bad about this one. Help them to feel good about, hey, I'll be able to do it better next time.
Yeah.
Another thing that you can do with your kids that parents think that they're probably disciplining their children and helping them feel bad is putting a label on them. When they say, you liar, you thief, that's by all means you correct their dishonesty and their stealing, but you are a liar is so different from, hey, that's a lie and we tell the truth in this family. You're a thief is quite different from, hey, that's stealing and that's not on. You see, one is labeling the action, the other is labeling the kid's soul.
Yeah.
If you call a kid a thief, it means he's a thief the whole time, even when he's not stealing.
Yeah.
But you can label the deed. Hey, that is not on. That's so wrong, and that might carry consequences and all sorts of things. But if you do your discipline well, you can actually leave a child's self-esteem intact rather than crushing their identity. And what I mean by that is you can let them know is, hey, I am so cross at the moment, not because I think you're a bad person. It's because I know that you're a good kid, and this is so disappointing because you can do better than that.
Yeah.
And you let them know that your opinion of them is actually so high rather than crushed down.
Yeah.
And that helps them behave better next time too. Hey, it takes years for kids to develop good breaks, and there's all sorts of techniques that you can use. But one of the things I do remember is that that encouragement and speaking positively and rewarding the good stuff that they do works as well as nagging, threats, and bribes. Now, that was some research that really sticks in my head from when I was looking at parenting stuff. You can change kids' behavior with nagging, threats, and bribes. But if you really want to see their behavior change, catch them doing something good, taking those opportunities when they're actually doing the right thing, when they're playing nicely with their sister, when they're actually, taking their plates out to the dishwasher, when they're doing stuff that you actually want them to do, to turn your attention to that rather than just scrutinizing them for doing something wrong. Works with my dogs too, I think. I must compliment them when they're not chewing my slippers.
Very good idea, because this is the ultimate outcome, is we want to train children that can self-regulate. We want to train children so that they can make good decisions even when they're not being coached and corralled or yelled at or bribed with ice cream. We want to encourage them to thrive and be the best version of themselves that they can be. Probably a better version of themselves than we are of ourselves.
Oh, you put it so well. You've had far more experience than most parents. I think you've got about 112 children, I think, and so
I do,
and
have
I imagine you've done very well. So well done, Andrew. People listen to this man. People, he's got the experience. I just have the gall to tell other people what to do.
And you've got the books as well. To be fair, I'm not selling any books. And all of my children. In fact, this is something which I very much learnt on Mother's Day again. All of my children are, to their mother's credit, that she was the nice one. And seriously, the texts and the messages that my lovely wife got on Mother's Day brings a tear to my eye. Such lovely adults that they are now. So I don't know. In between,
that's wonderful. It's the best parenting technique dads can follow. Is pick a lovely mum for their kids. Yeah. Didn't we do well?
Good advice as always, John. Have a great week. Thanks for joining us.
Cheers.
Hey, thanks very much for joining us in the Rhema studio. Thanks very much for watching the interview. It's kind of nice to have an audience, actually. And if you did like what you watched, then do give us a like, do give us the thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more interviews like that one, or perhaps even better, subscribe and those interviews will come straight to you. Don't forget to turn on your notifications, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.